There are four phrases that men commonly say in the early stages of dating. Phrases that sound like connection, sound like care, sound like the beginning of something real. And in many situations, they are the last thing a woman hears before she realizes she has been played. Welcome back. I am glad you are here for this one, because what I want to talk about today is something that I think deserves to be spoken about with real honesty and without making either men or women feel judged. This is not about villainizing anyone. It is about giving you the emotional intelligence tools to understand language, specifically the kind of language that sounds like emotional investment but functions as emotional avoidance. Today, we are going to walk through four phrases, four specific word patterns that commonly appear in situations where a man is not genuinely committed, not emotionally available, or not being fully honest about his intentions. And after each one, we are going to talk about exactly what you can do, not reactively, not dramatically, but with calm, clear emotional intelligence. If any of what I share today feels familiar, if you hear a phrase and recognize it from a conversation you have had recently, I want you to receive that recognition not as pain, but as clarity. Because clarity, even when it is uncomfortable, is always a gift. Many women have experienced a version of this situation. Things start well. He is attentive and warm. The conversations feel real. And he says things that feel meaningful, things that make you feel seen and wanted. But somewhere beneath the warmth, something is not quite adding up. The connection feels real, but it does not seem to be going anywhere. He says the right things, but the relationship is not moving forward. And when you try to create a little clarity about where things stand, he responds with more warmth, but somehow still no real answer. This is one of the most emotionally confusing positions a woman can find herself in, because the warmth is real enough to keep her engaged, but the foundation is too vague to build anything genuine on. And often, by the time the full picture becomes clear, she has invested far more emotional energy than the connection ever deserved. Let's talk about the four phrases that are often present in these situations and what each one is actually communicating beneath the surface. I'm not looking for anything serious right now. This phrase is one of the most honest forms of deception in modern dating because on the surface, it appears to be transparency. He is telling you directly that he is not seeking commitment. But the way this phrase lands emotionally is rarely as a clear boundary statement. It is often delivered with warmth, with physical closeness, with enough emotional investment that a woman finds herself hoping she will be the exception, the person who changes his mind, the one who makes him want something serious after all. What he is communicating beneath the words, "I want the emotional and physical benefits of a relationship without any of its accountability." What to do? Receive this statement as the boundary it is. Do not audition to be the exception. If you are looking for genuine commitment, this phrase, delivered in the early stages, is a clear signal about his current emotional availability. Thank him for his honesty and make a decision from your own standards, not from hope. You're different from other women. This phrase is one of the most emotionally effective in a man's early dating vocabulary because it's deeply flattering and deeply vague in equal measure. It implies that he has noticed something special about you, and that implication creates a warm, hopeful emotional pull. But notice what the phrase does not include: any specific quality he admires, any emotional depth of observation, and any indication of where that difference leads in terms of his actual intentions toward you. What he is communicating beneath the words, "I want you to feel special enough to invest more, but I have not committed to anything that backs that feeling up." What to do? Receive the compliment graciously, but don't let it become the primary evidence that the connection is heading somewhere real.
A man who genuinely sees you as different will demonstrate that over time through consistent directional behavior, not a single phrase designed to accelerate your emotional investment. Let's just see where this goes. Few phrases in modern dating are more effective at extending an ambiguous situation indefinitely than this one. On the surface, it sounds flexible, open, and pressure-free, even mature. But what it functionally creates is a situation with no defined parameters, no directional intention, and no timeline for honest assessment. A woman who accepts this framing often finds herself weeks or months later still seeing where this goes, while he has never been required to define what it is or where going means. What he is communicating beneath the words, "I want to remain in this connection on my terms without any pressure to define my intentions or make a real emotional decision." What to do? If you hear this phrase and you are someone who wants clarity and genuine connection, you are fully entitled to respond with gentle honesty. You can say, "I appreciate that, and I want to be honest that I am looking for something with real direction. I'm happy to get to know each other, but I'm also paying attention to whether this is heading somewhere real." Saying this is not pressure, it's self-respect expressed in calm language. "I really like you, but..." Any sentence that contains "but" is a sentence where everything before the "but" is about to be qualified into something much smaller. "I really like you, but I'm not ready for a relationship." "I really like you, but I have a lot going on right now." "I really like you, but I think we should keep things casual." The warmth of "I really like you" is real, but it's being used as emotional packaging for a message that communicates inavailability. And the challenge is that many women focus on the first part of the sentence and absorb the second half much less fully. What he is communicating beneath the words, "I want to preserve your warmth toward me while managing your expectations downward in the gentlest way possible." What to do? Listen to the full sentence, both halves. The "but" is where his actual emotional position lives. Take him at his word, not the warm first half, but the honest second half. A man who is genuinely ready and interested does not lead with warmth and follow it immediately with a qualifier that retracts the implication. Now that you have heard all four, I want to offer you something that I believe is more valuable than knowing the phrases themselves. It's the internal practice that protects you. When you hear language that creates warmth but avoids clarity, pause before you invest further. Not dramatically, not defensively, just pause. And in that pause, ask yourself a quiet, honest question. Is what this man is doing matching what this man is saying? Because genuine emotional investment in a man does not primarily live in his phrases, it lives in his consistency. It lives in the direction his actions are moving. It lives in the willingness over time to step toward you with intention, rather than keeping you comfortable in permanent ambiguity. You don't need to interrogate every sentence a man says, but you do deserve to develop the emotional intelligence to hear language clearly, to receive the warmth without being blinded by it, and to recognize when a phrase is creating feeling in you without creating accountability in him. And if you find yourself in a situation where you have already invested a deal of emotional energy and now are seeing these patterns clearly for the first time, please be gentle with yourself. You were not naive. You were human. You were responding to warmth and hoping it would become something real. That's not a flaw. That's love. The wisdom is what you do with this clarity now. A man who wants you clearly will speak to you clearly. His words and his actions will point in the same direction. You will not need to translate his phrases, manage your hope, or talk yourself into trusting something that keeps asking you to wait. Clarity in love is not too much to ask for. It's the beginning of everything real. Take care of yourself. I will see you in the next one.